Who's a thief? No one can be trusted. Remember, this is just the beginning. Once we cure your summer brain freeze, we'll move on to a real challenge in round 2.
It's the security guard on the right. Don't be fooled, there's a hidden clue. He's the thief. Besides, he's got guilty written all over his face.
Round 2. You've trained your eye, now listen up. In a dark alley on the edge of town, there are 50 dogs and 48 cats. How many are hungry? This round sounds easy, but it's actually pretty rough. Get it? Rough. Homophone. Words that sound the same. Ooh, tough crowd. There are 50 dogs, but 10 are still hungry because 48 cats. Get it? 48? 48? Homophone again. Sammy, little help, please?
So many dead cats. Are all the roads this cruel? Are they?
No animals were hurt in the making of that last riddle. Round 3. You're halfway to the finish. In the middle of a wheat field in Kansas, a dead body is found next to a big rock. There's no sign of injury to the body or blood anywhere on the rock. Yet, the rock killed him. What happened?
What kind of sick game is this? First dead cats and now dead people, and you're just playing along. Oh man, I'm getting out of this episode. I can't take another round like this. See ya!
There's nothing to fear. He was killed by a rock, but this rock can't hurt you because it's kryptonite. The only person it can kill is our victim. Superman. It makes sense that he was killed in his hometown of Smallville in Kansas. Round 4, the toughest one yet. Ready, set, play ball. A man takes a baseball and throws it as hard as he can. There's nothing in front, behind, or on either side of him, and yet the ball comes back and hits him square in the face. How? We're at the bottom of the 9th, bases are loaded, and you're at bat. Less than 10 seconds to go. This last play will make or break the game. Time's running out. The ball hit him straight in the face because he threw it straight up in the air, and then it came down after. Good aim, MVP. Here's a bonus challenge by Justice Emmanuel, one of our top fans. Feeling suicidal, a man jumps off a high-rise building. He miraculously survives the fall. Why don't police charge him with attempted suicide? Answer now. You stumble upon a dead cop in the middle of winter deep in the Chippewa National Forest. Her body is still warm as she lies in a pool of her own blood. She seemed to be chopping down a tree when it fell on her, killing her on the spot. She's wearing her gun and radio on her right side, but sadly, the batteries are dead. There's no way to contact the outside world. Shame, because you wanted to ask them a bunch of questions about hypothermia. You somewhat wish this wasn't an accident so you could catch up with the murderer and ask them for some hot tea or something. Though looking at the scene, you're getting mighty suspicious. Watching so many Riddle Me This episodes and the fever aren't helping either. What makes you think this is no accident? You should really stop hiking in the middle of the winter. You always forget your thermos and you always end up stumbling upon a dead body. Why can't you just binge watch some Netflix show like everyone else? I hear season 3 of Fargo is nice. First, she was crushed on the opposite side of the cut. Second, a giant tree would flatten you into the ground. There wouldn't be a large pool of blood around you. Finally, have you noticed she was carrying her gun on the right side? She was left-handed and would never hold an axe with her right hand above. You don't know what to do when you see a trail of blood next to a set of footprints going north. Why does it have to go north? You decide to follow them. Maybe their murderous rage has cooled and they have a hot beverage for you. Earl Grey would do just fine. After walking 2 miles, the tracks stopped dead in front of a ravine. Shocker, there's a ravine. Good news, there's already a wooden peg firmly planted in the ice with a rope tied to it. Bad news, it appears to have been cut off after 4 feet. Shocker. Looking down, it seems you have about 250 feet to go until reaching the ground. As you don't want to turn into a human pancake, you check your bag, but your rope is only 150 feet long. It seems size does matter after all. Looking further into your bag, you find 4 items: a sleeping bag, scissors, a plunger, and an ice axe. Which item will you use to climb down? Now that's what I call a cliffhanger. Too bad you aren't MacGyver. You would only need some gum, a coat hanger, and 1 paper clip to build a marshmallow shooter. It would be pointless, but at least you wouldn't starve to death. The scissors. Just cut the rope in half lengthwise. The 150 feet becomes 300 feet once both parts are tied together. You're rappelling down the mountain when you hear a single gunshot. Not the most reassuring sound, but at least a gun would be quicker than freezing to death. Plus, who knows, maybe they have some oolong tea. Have you tried it? It's pretty good. You complete your descent and step in red snow. Strange? No, not really. There's a body bathed in blood and 2 men standing next to it, alive. Yay!
Oh, thank God. Finally, someone. This man, trying to kill us. Look, he even shot my friend in the knee.
It was my favorite knee.
Shh, shh, shh. We managed to disarm him and take his gun away, but it just went off. It appears we have killed him, by accident, of course. Are you with the police?
You take a closer look at the dead body. The shoes match perfectly with the single set of footprints you've been tracking for the past hour. So you are now convinced the 2 men in front of you are the murderers. Whoop-de-doo, you have no clue what to do now. But how did you guess they were the murderers? This is a true story. The events depicted took place in Minnesota in 1996. At the request of the survivors, the names have been changed. Out of respect for the dead, the rest has been told exactly as it occurred. The unharmed man changed his shoes with the dead man. Notice how the dead man's pants are dry where the boots were. The unharmed man carried his wounded friend on his shoulder, hence why there was only 1 set of tracks in the snow. And remember, there was only 1 gunshot? The wounded man's knee isn't bleeding because of a gun wound, but rather from an axe hit by their first victim. Congratulations, you found the 2 surviving murderers. A fat lot of good that does you. You really should have taken that cop's gun. Now you're all stuck in a blizzard. Would you have any tea?
Knee!
Riddle